and that is why, Madam Chair, I commend this bill to the House.
I call Golriz Ghahraman.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I rise and I will congratulate the member who's had his bill pulled from the ballot. I'm sure it's very exciting. But I do have to note that well, congratulations, Mr. Bishop. It's been 3 times. Unfortunately, this particular time, unfortunately, on this particular occasion, the bill does seem to be seeking to solve or address a problem that's near non-existent, based on the stats, based on my 12 years working in the criminal justice system, at the front lines of the system that this bill will go into and to be implemented. The police say that the instances of patched gang members being issued a firearms licence are, quote, very rare. And I do have to start, and we should all come back to the Arms Act 1983, which actually gives the power to any commissioned police officer to decline or revoke firearms licences if they are of the opinion that the person is not a fit and proper person to hold that licence. That includes looking at their previous convictions, other indications that they may be violent or erratic or improper, as the Act says, to hold a firearms licence. So what are we adding here? What are we adding by talking about gangs? Could it be that we are just adding a little bit of what our justice system has been built on over the past 9 years, which is knee-jerk reactions, oversimplifications, and drawing on a whole lot of prejudice? We're not basing this justice policy on evidence. We're not basing it on any actual need even. We're costing the taxpayer a whole lot more money in implementing this, whilst we should actually stop and admit all this does is broaden the scope of instances where police can search someone without a warrant. Warrantless searches, it's a slippery slope, right? So we already have a standard for assessing whether or not someone is a fit and proper person to hold a firearms licence. What we're doing now is we're saying that police can stop people based on a mere suspicion without having to get any judicial oversight, without having to meet the standards of our normal search warrants, which we have in our justice system because we believe in due process, we believe in people's rights to be free from arbitrary search and seizure. We're doing away with that for what? Because in very rare instances, based on the police's own report, there may be a patched gang member that holds a firearms licence. Well, we all know that there are demographics attached to the kinds of people that get stopped, arbitrarily searched, the kind of people who then get charged, the kind of people who are sentenced to lengthy periods of imprisonment. And we have to look at who our criminal justice system targets disproportionately in that way, and it is young Māori men. So we're making a marginalised group who's already suffering disproportionately imprisoned, disproportionately not accessing the kinds of things that they need to stay crime-free, by making them more vulnerable to warrantless searches by the police, to arbitrarily being stopped and searched by association. We don't have guilt by association in New Zealand for good reason. And it's laws like this, it's justice policies like this that open up our communities to prejudice. Nothing in this bill will actually solve a problem that exists. Nothing in this bill will actually stop crime, committed by way of firearms or not. But we're adding just more knee-jerk reaction type of baseless justice policy to our system. We on this side of the House are committed to bringing down the prison population, to actually address crime, to put in funding, not to stop people, constantly harass people on the street, not to make ourselves look tough on crime, but actually address the causes of offending by putting that money into drug addiction, drug and alcohol addiction services, mental health services, by investing in jobs and houses, stability of our communities. So the Green Party won't be supporting this bill because it really doesn't address a live problem in our justice system. It creates more. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
I call Greg O'Connor.
Madam Chair, I'd like to start by congratulating